help me understand what Doc Rivers said yesterday. I'm going to play a portion of this, but he's defending his past playoff exits. Here's Doc Rivers.
Well, it's easy to use me as an example, but I wish y'all would tell the whole story with me, all right? My Orlando team is the HC. No one gives me credit for getting up against the Pistons who won the title. That was an HC. Go look at that. I want you to go back and look at that roster. I dare you to go back and look at that roster, and you would say, what a hell of a coaching job. Really. I mean, the Clipper team that we lost 3-1. Chris Paul didn't play in the first 2 games and was playing on one leg. And we didn't have home court. And then the last one, to me, is the one we blew. That's the one I said, we blew that. Now, it was in the bubble, and anything could happen in the bubble. There's no home court. Game 7 would have been in L.A., but it just happened. So I would say with me, some of them is I got to do better always. I always take my own responsibility. And then some of it is circumstances happen.
This sounds like an exit interview.
Sounds like to me, Dan, meme fatigue. This is a man who has seen the memes. Oh, this is what Doc Rivers does. He loses 3-1. He loses 3-0. This is, again, the same time of the year where all year last year he was defending Ben Simmons and he was saying he's fine, he's our guy. And then right around this time of the year, he went, I don't know if he can win a championship. And all of that good stuff got forgotten. It's something about this time of the year where Doc just kind of lets it go, but it sounded like he had enough. I am a top 15 coach of all time, according to that thing that came out earlier this year for top 15 coaches, top 75 players. Look at my resume. I'm tired of the memes.
Yeah, but Doc is beloved by the media.
Is he?
He got coach of the year for an Orlando team that went 41-41. That didn't even make the playoffs. I think he should be criticized even more than he's been criticized. Nobody has lost more 3-1 leads. He could lose a 3-0 lead. There's a common denominator with all of this. We love Doc, but the results don't back up him. If he loses in this round, are the Lakers on the phone when the buzzer sounds that they lose to Toronto, and then they're going to bring Doc in to coach the Lakers? Right?
What you just did right there was a masterclass of radio hosting. That you took one story and then you put the Lakers on it, which is like inflates it tenfold.
I'm gonna put the Cowboys in there too, somehow.
You know what? And if they can use some Yankees, that would be awesome.
And Tom Brady. What's Tom Brady think of Doc Rivers blowing 3-1 leads?
I don't know if how beloved Doc is. I also thought it was pretty disrespectful to Hedo Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, and Dwight Howard, and that whole crew.
Yeah, the Orlando team. I mean, when he says, look at that roster. Look at that roster. Okay.
That was one of the most fun teams that I remember. But also, the coach of the year, like you were saying, we love them. They were only 41. We have this weird fascination with coach of the year where we love to reward the coach that took a team from bad to average instead of a team from good to great. Yet we give a most improved player to Ja Morant. That made no sense to me at all. No offense, Ja. You're a great dunk of the year. You should win $1 million, according to Paul. But with Doc, I don't think Doc gets any credit for the Celtics championship, really. I feel like that was a big 3.
You're right. You're right.
And so I don't feel like he gets the high end of praise, but I actually think that I think he's only remembered for this. He's only remembered for blowing these leads. And I also want to say, Joel Embiid did tear a ligament in his thumb. It's not like it's just a collapse because of bad coaching. Embiid's out there playing with one hand.
Yeah, I know, but guys you said Chris Paul was on one leg. Chris Paul averaged 21 points and 10 assists in that series. So he still played well. Hey, we lost in the bubble, but hey, in the bubble. Okay, everybody was in the bubble.
See, Doc's not a clutch client, and that's why I'm thinking Mark Jackson could be the coach of the Lakers because he's a clutch client.